Hello everyone, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3 5th edition, The Wonderful World of Warlocks. Last time we managed to defeat this party of 5, even if we had to do so in a slightly more erratic manner than planned. I've just been through, picked off what I wanted from the corpses. Wyll gained a short bow in the process, but now we're going to head back outside and find somewhere to teleport off for our first long rest.
Not as bad as it could have.
Don't know if Wyll is going to have any kind of different interactions with anybody, but seeing as I haven't had any kind of long rests with Wyll in the party yet, it's certainly going to be interesting. If you're wondering why I'm not going for a long rest immediately here using the go to camp and end of the day button, I think being able to long rest in any location at any time you want is just a little bit broken, and so instead I forced myself to come out to one of these teleportation circles that exist around the game, and that way we force ourselves to find a safe location to effectively begin camping.
What path lies before me?
And we can use this one here, but in order to do that we're going to have a little conversation first.
You're alive. That's unexpected. Last I saw you, you were lying in a crucible's worth of blood. An intellect devourer nibbling at your ear. Glad to see my eyes deceive me. I'm Gale. Well met.
Where did you appear from?
See that rune? Netherreese, I think. Weave so thick on it it's almost viscous. I had a taste, and just like that, swept from one room to the next. Not to mention, you're staring at me like a Rashimi at a blackboard. You're no wizard, are you?
Was he licking magical graffiti? No, I'm better. I'm a warlock.
There's a gust of weave about you, but it's a mere breeze. I need a tempest. It'll have to wait. The primary need is a healer. I take it you recall the insertion of the parasite?
That is my business, not yours,
Gotcha.
wizard.
Private, nothing to do with me. And yet... Are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it'll turn us into mind flayers? A process known as ceremorphosis? It is to be avoided. I assume you're no accomplished healer either. Powerful cleric, maybe?
No, we've already discussed this. I'm a warlock. What is this? An interrogation?
Just trying to figure out where we stand. Conclusion? Nowhere. You and I are in a whole lot of trouble. We need help, and I'm not sure where we'll find it in this wilderness. How about we embark on the quest for a healer together?
No, not really.
Are you certain? A wizard is a mighty weapon to have in your arsenal.
I'm certain.
You're quite significant loss.
Goodbye, Gale. May you not be one for our adventures on this occasion. So now that I've made it back to this rune, to actually get to camp for resting, we do have to click the go to camp and end of the day button. Hopefully I've got enough supplies. We should do, seeing as we haven't used a long rest yet. And if the game wants to catch up with itself, here we are.
This seems as good a place as any to make camp.
And now we have our wonderful little home from home. And let's see what Wyll has to say.
I was watching you at the Grove Gate. You spilled enough goblin blood to fill the Chiontha. Where'd you learn moves like that?
My patron empowers me in return for my loyalty.
Aye, yes. Loyalty. It seems a small price to pay for such might. Then the bill comes due. If someone must share in the blade's glory, better it be a champ like you.
What about you? How did you become the Blade of Frontiers?
Was a time I didn't amount to much. But then, a higher purpose called to me. Killed a few goblins, freed a few captives, and I was hooked. The only life I want is a hero's. Now, let's get some rest. I do my best goblin killing at sunup.
Simple enough. So there's not much else to see around the gaff. There is a chest back here if you choose to use... Excuse me. If you choose to use the send to camp function, although I do not, as I don't think in tabletop 5th edition you would have a magical chest that you can access from all locations. So instead we're just going to hit the hay. We're going to use enough supplies to reach 40. And it looks like on the menu today we've got apples, fish, onions, carrot, cheese, sausage, and a side of rum. And with a little glimpse at the fire, a standard long rest it was. So Wyll is no longer concentrating on his spell because the concentration period is longer than the 12 hours that we rested. But we do have back 2 short rests, all of our hit points, and our 2 spell slots each.
Moving ahead.
So we can just simply go back, find our way through the doorway which we were just in, and then carry on our underground adventures. Alright, so these folks already died. We looted this chamber already, although how can you I don't want a looter's trunk. I want an entire wheel of cheese. That's a quarter of a long rest, that is, right there.
Over, then through.
So this door is locked. We might be able to lockpick it, but we might not have to. If we come through this large chamber at the back here. Who knows what secrets we might find at the back of the room. I'm always happy to find some gold.
That's curious.
And a strange skull holding a handle or a scroll.
What did that do?
I'll give you 3 guesses at what that did.
Don't waste a step.
Alright, nothing else of particular interest in here. I'm not going to search through the dozens of containers of books that are unlikely to actually have anything of use in them. But now this door is unlocked, and we can find passage through to the next section of the church.
The place wasn't built for the living. Anything of use?
We've got a reasonably valuable chalice. We'll pick that up and add it to our wares. That just marks it. So when we get to the merchants later, we can move everything that's been marked as a ware into the trade window automatically rather than having to pick through everything, so that we can filter out when we pick up stuff that we're only going to sell rather than stuff that we think might be equipped or consumed, or indeed quest items. Now, one of these routes is going to be locked with the heavy doors, so let's take the route that is not locked and see what lays behind here. One very large sarcophagus.
At the ready.
And as we look around, our perception fails us, which is no fun. Oh, there you go. Several awful looking traps. I wonder if we have the skills to disarm these right now. Looks like we don't have any disarm tools, so we might only get 1 shot at this, but we'll give it a go. Alright, so that plate has disappeared. There's also this button.
It won't move.
Not seemingly able to do anything with that yet. Here we've got more jewellery for selling later. I'm going to leave the bones. I don't think I need to gather those around. We'll light some candles because we are but humans that do not have dark vision. I must make sure as we go into further fights down here, we are wielding torches if we are to be able to see our foes that we're trying to attack. A studded shield and a glaive.
So much for a warm welcome.
Reasonably valuable, and stuff that we are unable to wield with our particular set of skills.
Trap. Huh. So much for a warm welcome.
So, knowing this place is trapped, let's not have the whole party
2 steps at a time.
standing in the room. That seems more dangerous than it needs to be. And then we saw this button over here. So let's approach... No, that's Wyll again. Wyll, you're over here. Grace. Let's approach from this side. And open this sarcophagus. And we find a key. And the world has filled with grease from many of... Oh, that's the wrong button. It's too much Minecraft, that is. And we have the Watcher's Guide. An uncommon two-handed melee weapon. But it seems that we might be proficient with it, which would be interesting. So we'll take that. Now, there is an area that's not covered in grease over here. But we did also find this button that didn't do anything previously. So, at risk of falling, let's see if we can reach this button to press it. And like that, all of the grease and horribleness has disappeared, so we can walk away safely. We can dash to double our movement speed from 30 feet to 60 feet.
Should mind my step.
Carry on out of this space, and when we entered that trap, the game put us in turn-based mode, so we can turn that off now. And everything's fine. It was like no trap was ever triggered at all. So we'll gather Wyll back into our pairing, and with the key that we collected, you'll imagine we should be able to open the locked door yonder.
Another step forward.
We are presented with this incredibly large room. So we've got several corpses around.
Armed scribes. But no sign of a struggle.
Let's move before we meet the same fate.
See what fires we can get lit in here. I don't know how long they might last, but if they can aid our human eyes in seeing, I'll be very grateful. I'll take all of these scrolls, even though most of them will be ones that warlocks cannot cast. They're certainly valuable, and if we can sell them on, all the better. I'm going to leave these guys with their quarterstaffs. We could unpick everything from everybody, but these heroes don't know...
Nice statue. Can't place the face.
These heroes don't know that there are undead approaching. And there's another soul coin.
Strange coin. Wonder what it's worth.
And we can clearly see a chamber in here, but we've no way to enter it yet. There's a warrior over here. And a scimitar. And that makes Grace encumbered, so let's offload a bunch of this stuff to Wyll. We should probably make sure things like our potions of speed are split between the two of us now as well. Now that we might have actual use for them. We've got 2 and 3 respective health potions. We'll send over a couple of the thieves' tools just in case we're separated and Wyll needs to try and escape from something. You have the 1 alchemist fire, the resistance potions we don't need to worry about, and the rest is basically food. So we'll leave that be. See if there were any other scribes or chests in the area. There's one there. A heavy key. Is that going to open this? This isn't locked.
Please. Swift as my
What
feet
does
can carry me.
the heavy key open? It's the problem when you do runs where you go around just lock-picking everything. Who knows
Forbidden knowledge, without a doubt.
what the keys might actually open. Silver necklace we can pick up and add to wares. And over here, a strange book.
This book is far lighter than it should be, with such a massive lock.
Warlock Charisma. Channel your patron's strength into the lock. And we get there with our Charisma. It pops open just like that.
As the lock opens, a loose page comes with it. Magic pulses from the parchment. What was once script is now an obliterated scrawl. You have a sense these are names, a list. But of what?
Well, our religion stat is not great, thanks to our poor intelligence. But we can still give this a go.
Gods. These are the names of gods. Once lost, but now restored after the second sundering. Entire pantheons have dwindled and been reborn, silently recorded by this book.
And we receive a scroll of Ray of Enfeeblement. Right, with nothing else going on, let's see if we can't investigate that strange chamber. Let's light up some more candles first, though. I'll be grateful to see in this darkness. And we have the brazier here doing its thing. The statue that we don't quite understand, because we're not religious folk. Interesting. I've never had this occur before, but we have both failed the passive perception check to see the button here that would let you investigate the quest within the chamber. And it says use the jump action to reach. I don't think the jump is gonna get us through there. No, I was worried it was gonna clip through. But it won't, even if it says too high. It will not let us jump through that door. I'm not sure what the key we collected is for, unless it's for the it could be
No one stopped me yet.
for the hatch to exit this place. But as it stands, we're not going to be able to see what's going on in
Inscriptions
here.
a language unknown to you.
So, the two warlocks will be going on without whatever items are in here, which is a pain, because this chest
Deep and move.
has a necklace that lets you cast Speak with the Dead on it. And that is very useful for unlocking various components of quests with dead creatures around the place.
One day I'll catch a break.
So we're going to have to go without
Swift as
that.
my feet can carry me.
The only other option would be to say borrow Shadowheart to come and try and do the passive check for us, but if you know of another way I can get in there without just bringing other heroes along, I would be grateful to hear about it. But for right now, that is everything that we can be doing here. So we met Gale, that's his name. Not Wyll, not Astarion, Gale.
I've got a long road ahead.
Pillaged some things from a tomb, but we're not going to be able to have the big fight that was expected. Now, are we proficient with this thing? We are. However, it's a strength weapon, not a dexterity weapon. So if we go to our character sheet here, we built dexterity rogues, not strength rogues. So currently our melee attack to hit is +5. If we equip the Watcher's Guide, drops down to only +2, because our +2 is our proficiency bonus, with a 0 strength modifier. However, with our daggers equipped, we have +5 to our attack. So we'll maintain our daggers for now, but it's good to know. I don't think Wyll starts with a particularly high strength either. Nope, his is even worth at a 9. So, that's going to be all for this location here. I'm going to have to move west now. There's a few more things that we can find and interact with before the area after we would have otherwise interacted with the goblins at the gates. But please, if you do know how to get into that chamber without perceiving the button, do let me know. Otherwise, thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.